What you watch depends on what kind of mood you're in. Sometimes you're craving comedies like Friends or South Park, and sometimes you're more into dramas like HBO's Succession and House of the Dragon. There's also cooking shows like Chopped and Beat Bobby Flay, and even movies like The Lord of the Rings and Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Well, Max is the streaming destination that has the best of entertainment for whatever mood you're in anytime. And plans start at as little as $9.99 a month. Max, the one to watch. Subscription required. Visit max.com.
Walk the dogs, school drop-off, meetings from 10 to 3, take kids to soccer, then no time left for a jog.
When everyone else is relying on you, it's easy to put your needs last. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist online, so you can show up for yourself the way you do for others. Visit BetterHelp.com/positive to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp.com/positive.
Welcome back, everybody. Sports Daily on KFH. Tommy Castor and Paul Savage with you here on this Wednesday. The IHOP hotline is open at 869-1240. Thanks also to all of our viewers on our video stream. You can leave comments there, and they'll show up right up on the screen. You can watch our episode on the KFH YouTube page, the KFH Facebook page, and the Sports Daily Twitter page. Really do appreciate you joining the show. Paul, River Festival is underway right in the middle of the main week of Riverfest. Tonight is the Hiland Dairy Ice Cream Social beginning at 6:30. I will be down there on Douglas scooping ice cream. So feel free to stop on by, grab a bowl of Hiland Dairy ice cream, and I'll be the one to scoop that ice cream for you.
Well, I'll tell you what, you just give and give and give, don't you? It's not your ice cream, but you're still going to give it. You're still going to give it away. Have you decided?
Have you found a heart for giving?
Yeah. Have you ever found out about that? Will I get 2 scoops? If I come by, will I get 2 scoops? Yes or no?
I've been thinking about that a lot. It's been weighing heavily on my mind. I couldn't sleep last night because I was trying to figure out if you got more than 1 scoop. I think that, depending on if anybody is watching or not, I might be able to sneak you a second scoop.
Oh, attaboy.
But we're gonna have to be very, very discreet about it. Like I'm talking 007 James Bond type discreet. And just slip you a second scoop of ice cream. I'll do what I can. No promises, but I'll try to do what I can.
Hey, deception's my middle name.
Hey, and just as added some context there, that's at, of course, 6:30 at the Riverfest tonight. Yep. Right before that is the Linwood Sexton Charity Ice Cream Sandwich Challenge.
Oh, Linwood Sexton. How much did you love Linwood Sexton? A friend of mine for years. We lost him a few years ago, but I'll tell you what, he is a great, great man. I'm glad to see his name goes on with River Festival because he was always a big supporter of River Festival.
Yeah, I believe.
What does Jad, what does an ice cream sandwich challenge entail?
I believe it is an ice cream sandwich eating contest.
I think how many you can eat?
Yeah, I think we could ask Jacob. I believe Jacob has participated in that particular event before. Okay. So, yeah.
All right.
Well, that's interesting. Yeah.
Well, very cool. Well, I guess that's happening right before the ice cream social. So it's basically an evening full of ice cream in downtown Wichita.
And what's wrong with that, my friend?
Yeah.
None. Yeah, nothing is wrong with that at all. Hope to see you down there on Douglas tonight. That ice cream social from Hiland Dairy beginning at 6:30 tonight. So that should be a lot of fun. Hey, Paul, just in the last few minutes or so, Rory McIlroy has done a press conference talking about the PGA Tour and Live Golf merger. I think he was the one I wanted to hear from the most, because he was so vocal about his support and loyalty to the PGA Tour. One of his quotes, I've not had a chance to watch the entire thing, but one of his quotes was, and I quote, "It's hard for me not to sit up here and feel somewhat like a sacrificial lamb." That's coming directly from Rory McIlroy. I don't know about you, Paul. I can't blame him for feeling that way.
No, I'm with you. I mean, you look at these guys who didn't sign with LIV. You look at these guys and know the amount of money that they made. No one in the PGA is going to get that kind of money. I mean, for this merger, but they get the money, and as far as we understand, they get to keep it. We haven't seen anything about it, about giving back part of that money or whatever the case might be. But one of his other quotes, if I can give it, I just pulled the story up. You're right.
Sure.
It happened. It happened less than 30 minutes ago. So you're right on target. Thank you for finding that. I didn't see that. But one of McElroy's statements is, "I still hate live, like I hate live. I hope it goes away, and I would fully expect that it does." Wow. I mean, say it like you mean it. I mean, where he says, I still hate LIV, but like I hate LIV. I hate it.
Yeah,
he reemphasizes it.
He's nothing but outspoken. I mean, he's been outspoken in his opposition for Live Golf from day one. And of course he championed the cause of the PGA Tour. I don't know. I feel bad for him that he was so vocal in his support of the PGA Tour that he didn't even know that the merger was going to be happening. So I don't blame him,
right?
For saying that he feels like a sacrificial lamb,
right?
I wonder for guys like Rory McIlroy, who turned down a ton of money to go to Live. Tiger Woods turned down I think it was $700 million to go to Live.
Right.
Turn that down. What sort of ramifications are going to be there? Are those guys going to be able to be made whole? Will they get some kind of windfall from this? I mean, they should. They deserve it. I mean, think of somebody like Bryson DeChambeau or Dustin Johnson or Phil Mickelson that went to Live Golf, accepted the money. They don't have to give that money back. They get to keep it, and then they get to come back to the PGA Tour, and they're hundreds of millions of dollars richer than they were before they left, and they get to come back with no issue. So is that fair? It's clearly not fair to the guys like Rory McIlroy and Jordan Spieth and John Rahm and Justin Thomas and those guys that turned down money from Live Golf to be loyal to the PGA Tour. I hope they are compensated in some way. I don't know how that is going to work out, what that's going to look like, but they deserve a little bit of something, I would think.
Well, there's no fair in golf. I mean, come on. I mean, what are you going to do? You can't go back and give them, sums of money just because they wanted to sign them. Then you'd have to do that for guy after guy after guy after guy. The interesting thing on an article I read, I think it was this morning on ESPN, they had a really good article on the website and this is what boggles my mind, is that Corey, Tiger, and a number of the other outspoken golfers were not informed that this was going to take place.
Yeah,
you know how they found out?
Know.
You know how they found out?
On
like you
on
and me.
the TV interview, right?
Yeah,
We found
like
out
you
just
and
like
me.
the rest of us.
Yeah.
That's shameful. That's absolutely shameful.
You're trying to soothe things over with a merger. You do the little things that would make one feel better and make them feel important. We respect you enough, we're going to let you know. This is what's going to happen. I know you're not going to like it, but this call is out of respect for you, respect for what you mean to golf. That's why we're telling you this early. And then you go through with the announcement. But you don't tell Tiger. I mean, and everybody is, I get that, but you don't tell Tiger Woods. And didn't you just say a few minutes ago, Tiger turned down $250 million? Did I get that
more than
number
that?
right?
It was like $750 million. It was like $700 million.
There you go.
Because they approached, from what I remember, I think they approached Tiger to be the figurehead of Live Golf. Like he was going to be the Greg Norman role, the commissioner, the leader of the entire thing. And Tiger Woods was more concerned about his legacy, was more concerned about the prestige and the honor of being on the PGA Tour. He turned down, I believe, and don't quote me on this, I'd have to go look it up, but somewhere in the neighborhood of $700 million to join Live Golf. And he wasn't even told by the PGA Tour that they were merging.
Well,
it's absolutely shameful.
Yeah, it is. And a lost PR opportunity with the membership. I mean, it would have gone a long way just to let these guys know, particularly the ones that were the most outspoken against it. You let those guys.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know who's been hired as their PR rep, but they need to get another one because that would be something
it's not good.
Because they're going to be mad no matter what. I mean, they're not going to be happy. But the fact that you tell them makes them understand that they're trying to be responsible. They want to try to, let these guys know out of respect. And respect is everything to a golfer. Money's great, but man, you want respect because that's the nature of the game of golf. It's a gentleman's game. It's a game where everybody, calls strokes on themselves. And what other sport do we have in the world where one calls a penalty on yourself? Well, not very many sports. And so it's a game of tradition. It's a game of basically, doing the right thing. And so I get it. I guess I get it why they wouldn't want to do it. But it was certainly stupid. But, man, I'll tell you what, I know it's not going to alter Tiger Woods' lifestyle. I mean, he's going to make his rent payment at the end of the month. I don't think there's going to be any chance.
I think he'll be okay.
But,
he'll be okay financially, but still, I mean, that's a huge sum of money to turn down. Mike comments on our YouTube channel. I wonder how many will quit or retire due to this. I don't know. I mean, I think that's a really good question because at the end of the day, these guys are professional athletes. And the one thing about golf is that, they can play for a while, right? And so I don't think that, there might be a couple that would maybe want to move away and not be interested in it, but I don't think very many of them will quit or retire. What do you think, Paul?
I think zero. I think nobody's going to quit over this. This is how you make your living. What are you going to do? Go get a job selling cars? I mean, what? Come on. What are you going to do? If you're one of those lucky guys that can make a living playing golf, that's what you do because, first of all, you love it and the money's good. And second of all, you can do it for quite a while. You can play golf a heck of a lot longer than you can be an NFL player or, in many cases, a baseball player. And sure as heck, you can play a lot longer than some hockey players. Is that right, Jed?
Yeah.
Yeah, see? And so there's no question in my mind. Nobody's going to quit. Zip, zero, nada.
So following up on that, Joe has a comment on our YouTube page. His question is, would any PGA pros accept the money since they know where it comes from? So the guys like Rory or Tiger or others that turned down the money because they knew where it was coming from and out of respect to the PGA Tour, are they going to have problems accepting money now, knowing that it's coming from the Saudi government? I think that's a really good question.
Well, gosh, I guess it's a good question. It's, I would say sure they will. I mean, they've got bills to pay just like you and I. So I'm assuming they will. I don't think anybody's going to walk away from golf. I don't think anybody's going to stop playing. I don't think anybody's going to, change their habits financially. You're going to play in a tournament. You win that tournament. You won that money. You earned it. It's yours. And I don't think anybody's going to have that problem. No, I don't think it's going to affect anything. And this is something that will probably, be if we don't see a lot of big bad changes on golf courses and particularly with regards to how they're broadcast, who does the broadcasting, and hopefully that there'll be no politics slipped in over this whole thing. I'm hoping for that. Because I guess there could be, but no, I don't think. I don't think anybody's gonna.
Yeah,
they're not gonna.
It's gonna be. It's gonna be messy regardless. It's gonna go on for a while. Messy. I think.
Well said. Yeah.
There's messy. A lot of things that we don't know yet, and we don't know the terms of the agreement. We don't know. We don't know a lot. We just know that they're going to merge at this point, and it's monumental. Definitely ripples across the entire sports landscape. I was watching a baseball game last night. I had the Atlanta Braves and New York Mets game on TBS, and they were talking about the PGA Tour and Live Golf in a Major League Baseball game. Like it's a big deal, and so we're going to continue to follow it. Speaking of golf, Paul, Wichita native and Capon grad Sam Stevens. I don't know if you heard about this. He qualified for the U.S. Open. So this guy's played in a bunch of tournaments in the PGA Tour and on the Korn Ferry Tour. He's a great golfer, Wichita guy, went to Capon. He played in the qualifying event to get into the U.S. Open next weekend. He qualified. He shot a 13 under par, 127 in 2 rounds, 36 holes. That was in Springfield, Ohio at Springfield Country Club. And this is something that I don't even think I told you about. We're going to try to get Sam on the show this week.
Perfect.
I don't have a day yet. I don't have a time yet, but we're going to get him on the show to talk a little bit about the U.S. Open. And I think it's fair to ask him about this merger a little bit too, since he is a PGA Tour golfer. So we're going to try to get Sam on the show later this week. We'll give you more details.
Perfect.
And you can follow our social media when we actually have that locked in. So that'll be really cool.
By the way,
real quick
on that. Go ahead. By the way, you're aware that he's the nephew of Kathy Stevens. We just inducted Kathy Stevens into the Wichita Sports Hall of Fame, and I believe he's the grandson of Johnny Stevens, the Stevens family.
Yep.
I mean, we talked about the tradition of the Stevens family in golf in the city of Wichita. This is just another evolution of.
He's a heck of a golfer.
Yeah,
he's a heck of a golfer. He's been in contention a couple of different tournaments.
Yes, he has.
I think
That
the
is
Valero
true.
Texas Open.
That is correct.
There was one that he was in contention. That guy's going to win a PGA event, and it wouldn't surprise me if he wins a major at some point. I mean, he is that good. So looking forward to trying to figure out a way to get him on the show. I know he's going to be deep in preparations for the U.S. Open, but we're going to be working on that, trying to get him on the show a little bit later this week. Before we go to break, Paul, I want to go back really quickly. We were talking about the ice cream social happening at Riverfest tonight downtown on Douglas. Jason on our video stream wants to know if I would be open to autographing an ice cream cone for him. Jason, I'd be happy to do that. I'd love to see you down there. I would love to meet you in person, and I would be happy to autograph the cone. But you know what, Paul, that got me thinking, as we're talking ice cream, do you know why ice cream is really bad at the game of tennis? Because they have a soft serve.
Oh, jeez. Jad, can we...
Isn't that a good one?
Can we?
They're bad at
pause
tennis
this
because
show
they
for
have a
moment?
soft serve. I thought that was really good.
We'll
I mean,
We'll go to a break.
You know, I'd rather listen to a break than
come
Tommy
on.
tell jokes.
With Jacob not here, somebody's got to do it, right?
I suppose.
So that's why they're bad at ice cream's bad at tennis because they have a soft serve.
Telling it
ties in ice cream and sports together.
Better.
I mean, come on, I got to get a little bit of a laugh here, right? There we go. All right. I tried. I did my best. We're going to step aside for another break. We'll come back, our final full segment on Sports Daily right around the corner.
Looking for an adventure? Find yours in a Toyota truck. Like a Tacoma, the ultimate off-road machine. With available crawl control, you'll tackle anything in your way. Or an electrified Tundra with more power than ever before and a spacious high-tech cabin that puts you in charge. Or go with the legendary 4Runner, always reliable and durable over the toughest terrain. No matter your adventure, Toyota has you covered. Visit buyatoyota.com for more and let's go places. Looking for an adventure? Find yours in a Toyota. Like a Camry with stylish design and a reputation for reliability that can't be beat. Or go with a Corolla, both affordable and capable, with so many trims and features to choose from. Or check out the new Crown, presenting you with luxurious style and elegant amenities to make your day a breeze. No matter your adventure, Toyota has you covered. Visit buyatoyota.com for more. Toyota, let's go places.